This is KGW News at noon.
Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Drew Carney. One of our top stories this afternoon comes from Gresham, where a serious crash left 4 people injured, including a Gresham police officer. It happened just before 4 o'clock this morning on Northwest Burnside and Eastman Parkway. A sedan with 3 people inside crashed with the police vehicle. All 4 people wound up in the hospital. There's still no word, though, on just how seriously they were hurt. We're finally getting some relief from the heat today, but we're also finding out just how dangerous a heat wave like the one we had this week can be. Multnomah County is reporting a 3rd death from suspected heat-related causes. The county says this most recent death happened Wednesday in northeast Portland. The high that day in the city was 103 degrees. The other suspected heat-related deaths in Portland this week happened on Monday and Tuesday. The county medical examiner, though, still needs to give the official cause of death in all 3 of those cases. Meanwhile, the latest update on the Jenny Creek Road fire burning in Clark County has that fire at 90% contained. It started as a house fire Wednesday night, destroying both the home and a barn on that property before it spread into the woods along Jenny Creek Road. It eventually covered about 32 acres. But as of last night, all level 3 go now evacuation orders in that area had been lifted as crews mop up and look for hot spots. There are still level 1 and level 2 evacuation orders in place. As far as we know, there were no injuries from this fire. All right, Chris, a lot going on in the Weather Center. A change in the pattern finally. So what do you have there behind you?
I've got cooler weather and a live look at the Stoller Vineyard actually behind me. It started off with some cloud cover this morning, but blue sky now out overhead, right? We check out the 24-hour temperature change. All of these minus signs that you see on here mean that we are that much cooler than we were at noon yesterday. So right now, Hillsborough, case in point, 11 degrees cooler right now than yesterday at this time. McMinnville, 13 degrees cooler right now than yesterday at noon. And statewide, much of western Oregon is, in fact, significantly cooler than we were yesterday. We'll take you live to the Oregon coast. That is a pretty look from our Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City. You can see Cascade Head off in the distance, and great day for some beach combing, right? All right, right now over downtown, hardly a cloud in the sky. And we are currently 73 degrees now at PDX. Elsewhere across the region, we're in the low 70s in Hillsborough, 75 right now Tigard. And as we slip south towards our state capital, Almsville, McMinnville, Sheridan, Salem, well, all checking in with 73, a popular number at lunchtime here. So upper 70s to about 80 should do it today with a mostly sunny afternoon. The reprieve in the heat, Drew, that's kind of like a one-day thing because we are going to start to inch it back up a little bit as we go into Saturday and especially Sunday. I also have some wildfire smoke in our forecast as well. We'll walk you through that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, we look forward to that, Chris. Right now, we want to get back to some of our local headlines this afternoon. The family and friends of a 33-year-old Ridgefield mom are still trying to find her after she left home on Tuesday evening and never came back. We have a picture we could show you here this afternoon of Jessica Rogers Fern. She has brown hair, brown eyes, is 5'4" and weighs about 110 pounds. She was last seen early Wednesday morning wearing a long sleeve flannel shirt and black shorts at Surprise Beach along the Columbia River in Vancouver, and that's where she was reportedly talking to some homeless people. Her husband Daniel organized a search effort yesterday to hand out flyers. He says his wife may be suffering from a mental health crisis.
During conversations with people who she saw, they said she was speaking very grandiose, and conversations were kind of scattered and just very confused.
Yesterday afternoon, we learned that Jessica's car was found in a parking lot in Clackamas off the Sunnyside exit of I-205. If you see her, you should call the police. After nearly a decade of debate, 150 Portland police officers will start wearing body cameras next week. And if the 2-month testing period goes well, every officer on the force will start wearing them. The pilot program brings an end to Portland's status as the largest municipal police department in the country without body cameras. So here's how the program's set to work. Officers will be required to turn on cameras for every call. The cameras also turn on automatically whenever an officer pulls a gun, a taser, or turns on their police car lights. They also come with a 30-second buffer window, recording 30 seconds of video before any camera is activated. This all comes after the city and police union reached a compromise regarding if and when officers can review footage before writing police reports. So here's the deal. Officers can review video for minor cases, but not when deadly force is used or if those injuries are serious.
Accountability, obviously, these things are going to be on, and they are going to record everything. So I think it's going to make it safer for officers. It's going to make it safer for the public, because everybody's going to know there is going to be an irrefutable account of what happened.
Once the pilot program wraps up in mid-October, the city will need to sign a contract to equip the entire police force. All right, let's get to the latest now on the devastating fires in Maui. The county's emergency management administrator has resigned amid criticism that he failed to warn the public about the fast-moving fires. He said he didn't sound the alarm because many people would have thought it was a tsunami warning. He said he feared people would run into the hills where the wildfire was actually burning. 111 bodies have been recovered so far, and the death toll could continue to rise as the search area has covered only about half of the island thus far. We do have ways you can help the people of Maui, including the KGW Northwest Response Fund. We've partnered with the American Red Cross on this. So you can text the word FIRE to that number on your screen, 503-226-5088, and we'll text you back with a link to donate to the fund. You can also give in person, by the way, at any local U.S. bank branch. So far, we have raised just over $45,000 thanks to this fund, so a big thank you to all of our viewers who have donated so far.